Hey, babe, what gift do you want for Mother's Day?
Ooh,
Just tell me exactly what you want, and I'll just wrap it and give it to you.
No, I don't. I want you to surprise me.
It doesn't work. Okay, last time I surprised you, the biggest surprise was you returning.
No, hey, it's fun, right? Like, I've surprised you before. Wasn't that fun?
Well, again, the biggest surprise of that was the $450 charge on the credit card statement.
Wait, sorry, I love you so much. Like, I'm sorry?
No, thank you for loving me, but let's do a little bit more of like a $75 love. I'm more comfortable with that.
Okay, you better spend more on me than that.
Okay, let's just tried and true, massage, facial, do your thing. How about that?
Oh, that's boring. No.
Then what?
What? You know what? As long as we're together with our family, and you just give me something from the heart, I will love it.
Okay, all right, I can do that.
But seriously, it better be a lot more than $75.
I'm not playing.
All right, there it is.
Thank
you, babe. Can't wait to see what you get me.
Oh, the gift giving with Katie and me. We surprised you, whatever. And then after a few times where she was like, I mean, I'd really prefer this or that. She was fully on board with like, I just send you what to get me, which morphed into like, it's your birthday, just buy what you want to buy. And out of nowhere, I don't know if it's motherhood, she threw it right back on me. Mother's Day, back to the surprise.
Oh.
So everyone pray for me. We'll see.
Okay. Yeah, good luck. I've kind of learned, I try to really stay in my lane when it comes to gift giving. Like, I'm not going to buy like, like jeans for Rachel. I'm not going to get her like, it's like, I try to stick in like athleisure, something like,
Sure.
Size small sweatpants. I can get that. Nothing with numbers, something that's easy for me
Very
to know.
smart.
Like, yeah, a unisex t-shirt.
Yeah.
I could get that
What
for
is
you.
it? 2, 6, 8, 34.
Yeah, you could be a 4 or a
BA.
30 something.
Yeah, it's too much.
Yeah.
We're back. Correct opinions. Thank you all for listening. And give Derek, it's Derek's birthday. Give him a happy birthday.
Yeah.
And appreciate y'all listening. Enjoy this episode. We have a great interview with Dude Dad, as well as much more. So subscribe, like, share, all the good stuff. Let's roll music.
Correct opinions. Correct opinions.
This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp.
You bet it is.
Yeah, we've heard about therapy. People have therapists now. Ooh, it's cool. Well, you know why it's cool? Because it's helpful. People are stressed. They're anxious. I've done therapy before when I needed it, and it really helped me kind of understand better what I'm going through, what my mind's doing. And if you want to try therapy, BetterHelp is a great option. It's entirely online.
The whole thing?
Yep.
Oh, that's so
and
easy.
You know why? Because they want it to be convenient.
Oh,
Oh,
got an appointment.
that was BetterHelp therapist.
Hello.
Can't wait. I won't be late because I respect them. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule, which it's in mine. Fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge.
So if you want to find more balance, go to BetterHelp. It's betterhelp.com/correct today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/correct.
You get nervous for the wedding?
I think I'm getting cold feet
Well, yeah.
because I don't have shoes on them.
Well, it's important to wear clothes and shoes to a wedding. And I'm going to be fitted with Indochino.
Oh,
That's
baby.
right. Indochino. You can get on their website, or they have stores in person.
Okay.
And get custom fitted suits with you look sharp and you're not breaking the bank. You can customize every detail of your suit, shirt, dinner jacket, and more. So many colors. You can go traditional, black, gray, or hey, maybe pop out in a little burgundy, maybe olive.
Oh,
Shoot. So I'm going to be looking good. I might be looking better than Jake at his own wedding. And I'm just really impressed with all their pieces online. They have tuxedos starting at $579. They offer completely custom fitted, even casual wear.
you might as well.
So many things.
You might as well.
Y'all, if you want to look nice this wedding season, we have the offer for you.
That's right. Go to Indochino.com and use code Trey to get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more. That's INDOCHINO.com. Promo code Trey.
RSVP, knowing you've got the perfect look all wedding season long from Indochino. You ever get on WebMD and you're like, days to live?
Yeah, I get scared that I have some type of like cervix cancer.
Yeah,
Which
I
is
bet
rare.
you don't. But I think you might still want a professional opinion, and ZocDoc can make that much easier. ZocDoc is the only free app that lets you find and book doctors who are patient-reviewed, take your insurance, are available when you need them, and treat almost every condition under the sun.
That sounds pretty nice. Instead of these maybe normal doctors, you go in, you don't know who they are, how they feel about you. ZocDoc, you're going to find quality doctors who focus on you, listen to you, and prioritize your care. Who doesn't want that?
Who doesn't want that? I've used ZocDoc. It helped me big time. I'm found a doctor. I'm going to a doctor tomorrow because I got a rash. Go to ZocDoc.com/correct and download ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. How good is that? We don't want to wait.
No, I need it now. It's
That's
trashy.
ZocDoc.com/correct, ZocDoc.com/correct.
Okay, so I spent this past weekend in Florida. Big crew of people.
30A vibes.
Yes.
Let's go 30A.
Seaside. I was in downtown Seaside yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, go ahead. I have questions about it. But.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess first of all, to set the stage somewhat is my friend Brad, who you guys might know from Jean Shorts or whatever. We have a podcast as well called Ghost Runners, and we invited all of our fans to go on vacation with us. Kind of a risky move. Ended up being amazing. It was a really fun trip. But I'm sharing bedroom with like fans. I'm sharing bathroom with fans. So there was one morning that Derek had. I woke up to a video that Derek had sent over to me and Trey, a Mood Swings golf video. Like, hey, take a look at this. Let me know what you think. And the rest of the day, I knew it was going to be crazy. I'm with people nonstop. It's hard to check my phone. I was like, this is my only time to really like review this video. And so I watched a little bit of it in bed. I'm like, all right, I need to start getting ready. I go to the bathroom. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm still watching the video. I've got the video propped up while I'm brushing my teeth. And in walks a guy named Adam. I got to know throughout the trip. Great guy. But yeah, I mean, a Ghost Runners fan. He walks in and just very seriously, it's like 8 a.m. I'm brushing my teeth, watching myself on video. He goes, how often would you say you watch your own videos? I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, how do I explain this in 1 second? How do I, the thought.
I gotta watch it, man. That is.
He thinks that part of my morning routine is watching videos of myself.
Trying to find a pocket of time. Like, I gotta do it while I brush my teeth.
Yeah, I just love myself so much. Oh, I was explaining it a million miles an hour. Oh, this video isn't out yet. Derek sent it over. He's our Mood Swings editor. He was just sending it. I'm like trying to it's cool. It's not even public. It's
No, it's fine. No, I was pulling my pants right back up. I don't usually.
Yeah, it's a funny thing to like have to hide your phone and say it's not what it looks like, and it wasn't pornography.
Yeah,
it's not what it seems.
Please,
it's just an unlisted YouTube video.
I only watch them. So please don't tell Rachel. She thinks I'm a nice, humble guy. And
I thought the door was locked. So.
Did he quickly understand?
I mean, it was so funny too, because like almost the lack of it. It was like the first thing in the morning, and he was just like, "How often would you say you watch your own videos?" And then I was also so tired, it just got a burst of energy to explain that to him. Yeah. He was like, "Oh, it's all good, man."
I think it's a foreign object. Watching yourself on video does take time. I remember the first days, I would like edit my own stuff, and I would hardly even watch the finished product. Like, I don't want to watch. Yeah, podcast. You're like, is that my voice? So it's definitely. Like most people are like, how you need to watch the video? You can't just post it. Like, well, no, you should give notes, make sure you like it. That's right. So
that was pretty brutal.
Yeah, hanging out with the fans, because I go back and forth, to be honest, because everyone's assumption with big fans is like they're crazy people, but that obviously hasn't been true. We've met so many recties and people on the road. Like Katie and I were on a honeymoon, and a rectie said, "What's up?" And they're 99 times out of 100, very normal, nice people. So
yeah,
is that very much what happened?
Yeah, it was. I think, we still felt a little bit like we're rolling the dice. Like we are sleeping in the same house as them. But at the same time, it's like, you have a much bigger audience. Like if you were to open up something like this to your fans, it's like you are much more likely to get someone who could be, a menace to society. And like when the community is a little smaller, we felt like we kind of knew them a little better. We had a trust in them, and they had a trust in us, I think, to like spend their vacation time and money with us. But no, it was actually really, really cool. And just even less awkward and less like, I don't know, energy taking as I thought it might be. Right. I thought it was just going to be exhausted and having to be on all the time, but it was kind of just like a normal vacation with cool people.
Cool. Yeah.
Question, did you lock your door at night to your bedroom?
No, because I was sleeping in a room with 6 other guys. So we were all in there together. It was like a bunk bedroom.
Shared a bed with a guy.
That's kind of like a hostel.
Didn't share a bed.
He shared a bed with a guy. That you had to pay extra for that.
Yeah.
Sleep with Jake.
There's one spot. There was one time where I had kind of just gotten out of the shower and someone walked in. I was like, "You're getting your money's worth." No one else gets this.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was like a huge seaside house a ton of us in a room, but also like each of us had a queen size bed to ourselves, so it was pretty nice.
Yeah, it's definitely a risk, because I don't know. I think that's what's cool this day with social media. Like back then, famous people were like these mythical creatures that if you somehow got in the same room with them, it was life-changing experience. And now it's
Yeah.
just like, I think it's much more, you can wrap your head around like, yeah, I just invited people over to hang or like put on this experience. But yeah, it's like, it takes one person to ruin that.
Yeah.
So that's what worries me of like, because we've talked about this and with you doing that, it's like, if I one day have this really dope setup with like a nice big house and a pool and like a studio like I'm dreaming of, and like you could have people come by and like do fun little live shows or podcasts.
You went a weekend in Kansas City,
How
or
fun!
you know,
Yeah,
something.
then it's like, well, what if one lunatic? You know, it's like when
Yeah.
you have a big. You're like, we want to have a really fun like dinner party. This person brought a friend of a friend, and they just kind of ruined the whole night. Like
Cannot
everyone's
read the room.
experienced that.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. And I guess I don't know. Did y'all vet these people at all?
No.
No.
We made him
I
sign
thought-
like a waiver that was
Okay,
like,
okay.
don't do anything wild, basically. And
Yeah.
you can't sue
No
us if someone
weapons.
does.
30A. It is a great place. We're going this
That was
summer.
nice.
Did you see any families in light blue and khaki coordinated?
Oh, like the family photos. You know, I was never on the beach at sunset, so I think I missed out on like the cheesy family photos.
I have this idea because we just shot a big wedding video for the tour and had like 50 fans just come out and help us out. And it was fun. And yeah, 90% of them were great and really normal. And
90%.
99%.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You were there. We kicked you off the tour already. Kick her off the podcast. No, so I have this random thought of like, I want to like the widest picture ever. Like what if we had like 100 fans show up in like khaki and light blue? I don't know how it was with Katie's family. Be like, Trey's got to go work today. He's doing a photo shoot with 75 people.
That's
But
kinda
let me
fun.
know if you think that's a fun idea and you want to meet me in 38.
Yeah,
for
that
an
is
afternoon.
fun. 30 is great. I'd never vacationed there before, just driven through. And it is, I see why people like it so much. It is really
nice.
cool. And yeah, it's nice.
It's nice. I just think that could be, I don't know if I want to try all this, but like a Mr. Beast style video. We took the widest photo of all time and like document how I got 200 people on the beach and do like a drone shot of
Yeah,
us all smiling with our hands on our hips.
that is kind of fun. Because
be
once
fun.
you have the people, because we did the same thing too. it
Katie,
was
I'm
like,
unavailable half the trip. I'll be
Yeah.
working.
Okay. No.
I have to become Mr. Beast.
Yeah. No.
Monday through Thursday. We did like a thing where it's like, well, we're gonna have 30 people in this house. Let's do something fun with it. And so we did a Gene Shorts video called like "Sheltered Kid at a Party." You know, so now we have like all these extras, and
yeah.
you know, I'm, you know, dealing with alcohol and drugs and you know all that kind of stuff, and it was kind of fun.
Were you ever that sheltered kid at a party?
I think I was just like, I don't even want to go. You know, like maybe in college I was a sheltered kid. At the
I
party.
was like out of a movie. Sometimes I hate this. Okay. Senior year prom. I didn't go to the prom. My mother very upset about this. I don't know if Thomas one day goes up to you and goes, "I'm not going to prom," would that devastate you?
Well, I'd just be like worried that he was like a loser.
I think that was the concern. But no, I truly just didn't. I'm like, why would I? They made you pay. Did your high school make you pay?
Wait, that's a good
We had to
point.
buy like
Yeah.
$50 a pop ticket. So it was $100 to
Yeah,
take a
how do
girl
you
to
think they
prom. I was
paid
like,
for it?
that's like 3 shifts at my job. I'm not doing this. How do you think you pay for it? Tax dollars. Pay for everything
Not
else.
how they pay for prom.
They should.
They should find me a school that does that.
At least in the good district.
Uh huh.
Mine. No, so I didn't go. I was just like, we're gonna just hang, me and my few of my buddies, and we're gonna go to an after party. Again, we're a goody shelter group of boys who went to like a real deal party. It was like this rich girl's house who her parents were cool with drinking, you know. It was like a pool and people were in bathing suits. And I show up and our good little group, you know, we don't drink and I'm getting offered stuff. And it was like definitely some out of the movie where I was just kind of like, all right, how long do we want to stay, guys?
Just kind of scrolling to stay busy.
Our friend, he's acting a little goofy.
There's girls in bikinis.
There's girls in
Oh,
bikinis
no.
talking to me too close.
We had something like that in the video. A girl just walked by in a crop top, and I was like, that girl is literally wearing half a t-shirt. Oh my gosh.
It just gets weird. Like, would one of you do like a body shot off another one? I'll react to that.
We need it. Sorry,
you
we
signed
need
the
it.
waivers.
It's in the script. So my sheltered kid at a party moment, I think, is in college. I was friends with a couple of the athletes, you know, college like Southwest Baptist University. The students are not partying, only the athletes. So those were the parties where and I remember seeing a girl on a guy's shoulders, but facing him.
Okay.
How could he breathe?
And I was like, oh boy. Oh.
I haven't even done a front hug, let alone a front piggyback.
Yeah. Yeah, that was wild. I was like taking photos of it. I was like, I gotta show some people.
I gotta show my
I have to
parents.
show people what this is.
Oh man,
That's funny.
yeah, that's real, dude. That is real. Okay, this is gonna be a fun episode. We're doing more interviews this year. We have a lot of fun. We're getting a lot lined up. We're so excited. We have a lot of great people. We're starting off with one only. Who else? Dude Dad. If you don't know him, you should. Dude Dad. His name's Taylor, and become a buddy of mine. We've done some videos with him. Jake shot him. Me and Taylor made some great videos. If you haven't seen him, check him out. He's a huge comedian, content creator, influencer across all platforms. Go follow him. He's doing it all. Him and his wife are hilarious. They just had their 4th baby, and they're doing live shows now. And he's put out a couple books. They have all sorts of merch, and he's releasing another book. His first ever children's book.
Sweet.
Which we'll have him tell us more about. It was a really fun interview. You're going to love it. So enjoy this interview with the one and only Taylor, a.k.a. Dude Dad. Welcome to the podcast, Dude Dad.
Hey-o.
Hey, what is up, man? Taylor.
Hey, thanks for
doing?
having me, guys.
How
hey,
are you doing?
I'm so good. Can I ask right away, Jake, did you build that desk?
Did I build the desk?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Thank you for asking.
That's the other guy. Brad builds the desk. Jake, he builds
yeah.
mental desks.
Jake has the mustache, so you would think, yeah. If he's capable of that, he's capable of anything. But no, not real handy with wood. Thanks for asking.
I just assumed that Trey didn't build it, but it looks built.
You are right about that.
That's
But
true.
it also looks built. It looks like you didn't buy it. 'cause
Definitely
it's,
built. Yeah, you're building things all the time. What? So have you always? Yeah, you got the merch, everything. You've always.
cut twice or once.
Yeah, have you always enjoyed building? Like how? Tell us the history of your building.
And
'Cause
what
I'm
are
always-
you trying to prove?
Okay.
Kids,
I'm sorry.
building houses.
We
like,
get
it's a lot.
Here's the deal. If you had said that you did build it, I'd have been like, nice work, man. But you didn't, so then I ripped it, okay? Like, I got nothing to prove here, okay?
Okay.
I started building stuff when I was young because I grew up in the middle of nowhere in South Dakota. So, and my dad sold power tools for a living. So me and my brother always had lots of tools around at our disposal, and our parents didn't let us play video games. So we played with power tools instead. So that's kind of where it started.
Like a drill was your Madden, and a hammer was your 2K. That's
Yes.
nice.
Exactly. And my forklift was my Fortnite.
Yeah.
Nice.
I love it, dude. Yeah, you're South Dakota. What? I have been to South Dakota. I drove up through. What would that be on the very east side, like Cedar Falls, or Cedar
Iowa.
Rapids,
Cedar Rapids.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and I drove all the way across the state over to Mount Rushmore. So where'd you grow up?
You took I-90. So
Yep.
if you would have got off on like the DeSmit exit or the one after that doesn't even have a name, that would have been how you got to my house.
Fun.
Like in the center of the state?
No, east side.
East side, got you.
Between Sioux Falls and Mitchell. And if you don't know where Mitchell is, it has two things that are very important. First, it has a Cabela's, which is a pretty big deal when that came in, right?
South Dakota, sure.
Number two, it is home of the world's only corn palace.
What is a corn palace?
What does it take to get in?
Sounds
so
inappropriate.
I did a whole bit on it when we did stand up in South Dakota about things I grew up in South Dakota that were weird that I didn't realize were weird, and the Corn Palace is one of them because you just go up, you're like, oh yeah, the Corn Palace, but then when you explain it to someone, everyone explains it the same way. Well, it's a palace and it's made of corn.
Pretty simple.
And they're like, oh, so it's made of corn? Well, it's not made with corn. it's decorated with like different colors of corn, like maize, like Native American corn. Oh yeah, so it's a Native American thing. No, definitely not. Just white people.
Definitely the white
Yeah.
guys did it.
I'm
So
imagining
what do they
kind
do
of-
there? Yeah.
It seems
It's
like
just-
Legoland, but corn land.
No, it's a gymnasium, and they just have like youth sports there, and like Willie Nelson will come play once a year. You know.
That's amazing. Wait, where'd you do shows in South Dakota? What towns?
Sioux Falls.
You did Sioux Falls. I want to get Sioux Falls. I bet the crowds are great.
Yeah, I'd
Yeah,
like to go.
they're
I'd
super
like to
fun.
go to the corn hub. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Actually, yeah, I think that would be legit if we go sell out the Corn Palace and do a whole Corn Palace show. Like,
Wait, okay, there is an actual venue. How many people does it hold?
it's a venue, bro. It's like one of our biggest venues. Well, not the biggest, but I think it's like, honestly, it's probably right in your vein. It's like probably 2,500 seats.
Jeez.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's so. Wait, how many tickets did you do in Sioux Falls?
We did 2 shows, $650 each.
Yeah, wow.
Awesome.
We need to get to Sioux Falls. That's amazing, man. So you
Mhm.
okay? So obviously, we are in very similar positions. We've been making videos for years, and I've started touring, and now you have started touring. So tell us more about that. You're from South Dakota. You did some more or less hometown shows, which I'm sure
Yeah.
having done the hometown stuff is an amazing feeling. What's next in y'all's like live show journey?
Yeah, so I don't know how you got started in on it, but I feel like it might be similar. Like I was basically just like, this is something I've always wanted to do. I'm scared to do it, but I know I need to. But it's also just like a goal and a dream and like a hurdle to jump over, you know? But also like I think it gives you like credibility, right? Now that like everybody and their mom literally is making videos, it's
Yeah.
like, well, you know, what else can we do? How can we like up our game? And live shows is one of those things, you know? So that's kind of like why I started doing it. Because like I dabbled with it back in LA, but not like really to its fullest extent. And I think most of the reason I
Well,
didn't
stand-up.
is like with stand up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I dabbled with stand up in LA, but I didn't really dive into it because I felt like I didn't fit in. Because like everywhere I went, it was like the comedians were very dark and
Yeah.
like just very sad
Long way from
in
the
a lot of
Corn
ways.
Palace.
Exactly. That's most of it. It was less about them. It was more about me and my innocence.
Right.
You know? So yeah, we did like a run of like 13 shows. Really not that many locations. This is gonna sound like a humble brag, but the shows kept selling out, so we had to add more on.
That's great.
But we only did basically Colorado, North Dakota, South Dakota, you know. But it was really fun.
Did you do Fargo?
We did Fargo. We
Okay.
did 3 shows in Fargo.
Oh,
How many tickets in Fargo? I'm asking purely because I'm curious because these are cities that my New York City agents, they're obviously have booked shows that I'm very well aware of, but I was like, I think we can sell better than you think. Like
Yeah.
those are my
Yeah.
people. Like how many
Yeah.
people showed up to Fargo for y'all?
We sold out 3 times at like 450,
Yeah,
something like
that's
that.
Yeah, that's a ton of tickets, man. Good for
Cool.
you.
You know. And
That's
yeah,
so
but it's
cool.
also one of those things like when we go back, we're like, well, let's get a bigger venue so we don't have to do 3 shows.
Yeah.
You know.
For sure. It's definitely we're starting our tour now, and I think that's a constant challenge because there's like a couple shows where we probably should have been a little smaller venue. There's definitely quite a few shows where I'm doing 2, so it's like, well, it should have been bigger, and it's like
Yeah.
you start to get
Have
into
you-
it, and you never really know, and it's like we did how much does doing a market 3 hours away affect it? Does it affect it
Yeah.
hugely?
Yeah.
Does it not affect it really at all? And so
Yeah, and then you still like run into people when you're there, like about to go up on the show, and that afternoon you're at the convenience store, and they're like, "What are you doing in town?"
Oh yeah, all the
And
time.
you're like,
yeah.
"Oh, I would have loved to have come." Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Well, wait to experience when they go, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing in town? I'm such a big fan." I'm like, "I have a show," and they're like, "What? Is it sold out?" And you go, "No, you should come." And they go, well,
We'll see.
I'm like, okay, well, you're not that big a fan.
Yeah.
Like, where's tickets? Yeah, well, I just, we've been up real late.
Dude, our
Work's been nuts.
my first special taping was in Chicago, so we had 2 shows at the Vic Theater. It was amazing. So of course, especially the special taping, you want packed house, and so we sold out the first one, and the second one was like 80%, right? So we weren't worried, but I was like, it's a special. We want it packed, and I ran into a bachelorette, 15 girls, who are all like, oh my gosh. So I go, what are you doing? I got shows. Oh my gosh, tonight we're here for bachelorette. I was like, well, we got tickets. I'll tell you what, you don't got to pay for them. I will put you down for 15 tickets to the Late Show right now. Oh my gosh. So I do, and then I followed up with like my tour manager later, like, did they show up? And they're like 4 of them showed up, and they were hammered and like left early. I was like, okay, well, screw them. Clearly bachelorette vibes. The show started at 10. They didn't even last. Well, I was impressed. Even them showed up. So.
Yeah.
Honestly, they could, if they all showed up, I mean, it's a bachelorette party. They could have ruined your entire taping.
Yeah, they could have.
Or made it amazing.
It was
just depending on what weird thing they've blurted out. What's the weirdest thing someone's blurted out to you while you're on stage?
Oh gosh.
Great question.
I used to not like it because it's like I'm in the flow. I'm in the middle of like my act. You just don't interrupt. But now I feel like I've learned to like, oh, what was that? Like, oh, now let's make it a thing. Like, oh yeah, I want to hear what you have to say, and then like now let's make fun of this person.
The worst ever was I did a private gig for a charity, and a really rich, successful woman was hammered and was like heckling me. So and then I tried to like roast her to shut her up, and it got awkward. It wasn't like a comedy show, so they didn't have security on standby to be like, get out of here. She was some prominent donor who I was roasting, and like she was like a foster care thing, and she was drunk, and I was like, man, one drunk home to the next or something. And the crowd was like, oh my gosh. It was terrible. So have you done any
one too far?
Yeah. Have you ever done any private corporate gigs?
I have not yet.
So once you start touring and you get your name in that ring, number one, it's great opportunity because you fly in and out, and they'll pay you a flat fee, and it's not dependent on like your ticket sales. So that's nice. But half the time it's like the least fun performance of your life because it's
that's
like
just
200
it.
like accountants. They don't even know who you are. Yeah.
Right now I'm picking and choosing so much like what shows I do that like, because I've been offered some of those corporate things, and I'm like, I'm just not, I'm not in the right headspace to do that yet, where I just feel like I need to get every show. It probably would be really good for me for sure. But like when you are doing shows and you don't even know who's coming or if they know you, it's different than they bought a ticket to come see you versus their boss likes you and now they're going to sit here. And like Charlie's told me too, he's like they can be okay, but most of the time they're drunk. They're just drinking way too much or whatever.
Well, that's a good point too. I feel like sometimes they don't think we're like the people making decisions are big fans. Like, hey, me and my wife run this company. We're both 36 and we love you. And I'm like, okay, who's the audience? They're like, a bunch of college dudes. I'm like, well, I mean, I'm still confident I can make them laugh, but I'm like, I mean, a lot of these guys probably don't know who I am. Like, this isn't. Yeah. This is definitely not the target demographic.
Yeah, you just have to start like a few squares back, because then you have to like earn them right away versus like you walk out and they're already pumped,
Yeah, and I like what you said about credibility when it comes to touring. It does feel like 10 years ago, or even 5 years ago, being an influencer, content creator, whatever, was like hard and rare. And now it's like every other college kid has 500,000 TikTok followers, and it's like, now what's the differentiator? So I think now that I'm getting on my second tour and this and that, like there's no doubt more of the traditional industry will be like, there's definitely respect versus if I never toured ever, and they're just like, yeah, he just makes reels.
Oh,
he's
it's
cool.
it's a thing, man.
It's definitely the difference maker. This episode is brought to you by Better Health.
Thank goodness.
Oh man. Oh, I'm in need. What do I need?
You probably, you just need to work on yourself a little bit, Trey.
I need help.
You need a little help.
and not physically, but mentally. And boy, is BetterHelp a great tool to do that. Therapy, y'all. Online therapy. Correct Opinions with Trey Kennedy and Jake Triplett is sponsored by BetterHelp. We're proud to say, we've brought it to you a lot. I've done therapy before, benefited from it. Can't, encourage it enough. And BetterHelp's a great way to do that. If you've benefited from therapy at all, you guys know what I'm talking about. If you're thinking of starting therapy, BetterHelp's a great option.
This is your just light push in the right direction.
It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Oh, okay.
Yeah. What do you do to get signed up?
Well, if it were me, I'd probably just go to betterhelp.com/correct, obviously, to get 10% off your first month. And you're like, well, what are you saying? Help? How do you spell it?
Better Health?
Better, H-E-L-P.
Help.
betterhelp.com/correct.
Find more balance with BetterHelp. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. BetterHelp.com/correct. It's wedding season. Our boy Jake here is getting married in a couple of weeks.
That's right. It's coming up.
Having a wedding.
Yeah.
I'll be there. Thanks for the invite.
You're welcome.
And I'm going to be looking sharp thanks to Indochino.
Really?
Custom fitted suit from Indochino. I can create priceless memories without costing a fortune.
Wow.
You can get on the website and customize every piece of it. Seriously, you get online. Very impressed with the customization. They have so many options. I mean, I might just ball out and do tux.
You might look better than me at my own wedding.
I might.
Be careful.
They have tuxedos starting at $579. Why would you rent when you just buy a custom tux for years to come? $579. Go ahead and buy it.
You rent
it for
tuxes.
like $350.
Yeah, you're gonna just rent every year. You buy one custom tux, you're good.
Yep, they're always adding new pieces, new options. You can stay on trial, stay on style, trendy. They have relaxed yet refined approach to their spring suits. They have some new spring fabrics. I might pull that on you too.
Count me in.
Indochino, I'm loving it. I'm getting it. Y'all need to as well. RSVP to those weddings, knowing you've got the perfect look all wedding season long from Indochino. Go to Indochino.com and use code TREY to get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more.
Oh, no problem. If you're wondering out there, Indochino.com, how do I spell that? INDOCHINO.com, promo code TREY. I'll tell you the gigs you should be saying yes to, Taylor, is if someone asked you, hey, do you and your friend both want to do a comedy show over Zoom?
Yeah.
That's one you'll definitely remember.
Yeah, be grateful you weren't in the game yet during the COVID year, because I said yes to a couple Zoom comedy sets that were just...
Oh, but you get to stay in your pajamas.
I mean,
just
it was
zero
just
travel.
Yep.
You're just raking in them ones.
Oh, there's no way I could say no
ones,
to it.
yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, this next 30 minutes will be one of the worst of my life.
We did
do
one
it.
for a college, and it's one thing like at a comedy show, like you might see someone walk out, and you're like, well, that kind of hurts, but you would convince yourself maybe they're just going to the bathroom. They'll be back or something. But we did one in like this online chat room, and they didn't know we could see the chat. And so we could see them being like, yo, who are these guys?
Yeah, literally a message like, is this all it is?
Is this supposed to be funny?
How do we have to be in here for the whole thing?
Yeah.
If I get extra credit for watching half of it,
Dude,
can I do that?
forgot about that. Yeah, that was real. Or another one I did is like you could see a few of the faces on the same Zoom call. Like just actively see people just like looking down at their phone or
Just scrolling.
Yeah. The first show we did here was like a fundraiser that we're putting on for one of my neighbors whose husband passed away unexpectedly from cancer, and they got two little kids that play with our kids, and we're like, oh, we'll help raise some money. So that was kind of like what triggered our initial thing, but it was done outside of our normal promoter, so details got missed, specifically 21 and older.
Oh,
right?
no.
So I'm like, in the back, just kind of warming up and stuff. And all of a sudden DJ comes back. He's like, bro, there's kids out there. And I was like, wait, what? Why would there be kids out there? And I like look out and I'm like, there's kids out there.
Oh, gosh.
There's two children sitting in the first row. And I'm like, wait, what's going on? So I go back and look at the flyer or whatever, and like doesn't say anything about about like 21 and older. And I'm like, oh no, like how many kids are going to show up? Because like my set isn't lewd, but it's meant for parents. It's not meant for kids. And so I started like internally freaking out. And then slowly we saw like, okay, out of 450 seats, there's about 8 to 10 kids out there. So what we did is we had one person go out and basically get each mom and bring them backstage so that I could say hello, explain the situation, and then
those LA comics are doing that.
Yeah,
that's a nice guy.
And then one-on-one, deliver my crudest jokes to them.
let them decide.
We're like, this is what your children are going to hear. Is that okay?
Wow, good for you.
But it became this really fun thing then, because anytime one of those jokes came up, then it would just be like, you got to explain that later.
Yeah.
That's on you, parents. You decided. I already told you all. That I made sure the audience knew that I did that, so that no one felt uncomfortable about it.
That's kind of fun,
That's
actually.
really nice. Yeah,
it did become fun. Yeah,
like you said, because obviously my content and the show is very much for people our age. So some people bring kids, and I don't say anything. I'm worried, maybe, but not really. I'm I don't think they're gonna get fired up about me saying something inappropriate. But I'm just I'm talking about married life. I don't know how this 13-year-old. But every now and then you look down, and there's a 13-year-old boy dying laughing the whole time. I guess,
wow, he loved the mortgage lender bit. Does he know what that is?
Wow, what a nice guy. That's funny. Have you seen John Mulaney release a new special? Have you all watched any of it?
No.
Yet? So obviously, what's he talking about? He just had his whole rehab and all that.
Yeah.
So it's presumed that's what he's gonna be talking about, and it's at the start of the show. He's he's in this huge, massive theater. It's beautiful, and he notices some kid. He's like, "Wait, how old are you?" And the kid's like, "I'm 11." He's like, 11. He's like, "Oh, great. That won't be in the back of my head the rest of the show." He's like, and he does this great bit. He's like, do you know who I am? He's like, "Well, I'm going to explain some things here, and I don't usually do this, but whatever you hear that I explained that I did, don't."
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Knowing the set's going to be about rehab.
Right. Then he dives into his intervention for his drug problem, but he's great. Poor choices, but second chances. Speaking of, all second chances, we get them.
What's gonna be your thing that's gonna cancel you? If you're getting canceled, what would it be?
It's a great question. I haven't thought much about that. It might be.
It's funny you bring that up, Taylor, because I was gonna I was looking into maybe some questions I could ask you today. So I was I'm gonna try to find his first YouTube video and his first tweet.
Woo! I already went back and checked all that stuff.
You're like, you're not gonna catch me.
I did. Yeah, I did scrape the Twitter a while back. I was pleasantly surprised to look back and find that I didn't say anything really that bad. I was worried, what did my stupid 17-year-old self tweet?
Same.
But there's obviously some questionable things. Let's go ahead and scrub that clean. But
most of what I deleted was just man, I sound like an idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't racist or sexist or anything. It was just you're dumb.
I do wonder sometimes if 30 years, maybe not that long, at some point I feel like it's potentially be wait, you wore women's clothes and did how many videos and people liked it?
Wow.
You monster. I was like, I don't know. People wanted more of it.
We wouldn't keep doing it if people didn't like it,
Speaking of your touring, all this stuff, very busy because you just had your 4th child. So congrats.
And you're first. Yeah.
Just
congrats to you.
First. We're getting there, but how's life with 4 babies?
It's a lot. It is a lot. So imagine what you're going through, but with 3 other ones that can run.
And less energy.
Yeah. It's a lot, but it's been. I mean, he's sliding right in. He's doing good. We were in the NICU for a week.
That's scary.
It was, but he got meconium in his lungs when he was being born, which is their first poop or whatever. So basically, he pooped in the womb, and then on the way out, he inhaled it, and it got into his lungs. So then it basically just makes his lungs not be able to expand and contract as easily. So then he just needed help doing that. But eventually, the body absorbs the meconium and it can do it itself again. So he was in the NICU for a week, and then he was on oxygen at home with us for 2 weeks, which we basically just have like a little oxygen tank that has to go everywhere with him, which was such a pain in the butt. You don't realize it until like he became like a wireless baby, and it was like, oh my god, I love this new technology. This is awesome. I can take him anywhere. You know?
I know, it's like so impressive. How do these people wheel these around at the slot machines?
Wow.
You gotta be dedicated.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But he won't carry his own tank. He can't. He's too small. Like
Too small.
yeah, he's too small. Yeah. How is your adjustment?
Good.
I mean, is Katie doing most of it?
She is. She's doing well. Yeah, she's obviously. We had issues at the start where he wouldn't eat, so he lost all this weight, and it was kind of scary. And we were pumping, bottle feeding, but he's nursing like a pro now, and Katie's being a super mom. And it's like he's coming up on 2.5 months. So, and I think we're lucky he's like a fully just sweet, good boy. He rarely cries. He sleeps. He smiles. So I think we're pretty lucky. He's doing good. So
that's good.
I was just telling them, it's like, it felt like phase 1, new dad was like, oh my gosh, I'm not sleeping. This is insane. And then phase 2 is kind of like, okay, we're in a rhythm now, but my friends just asked me to golf again, and I had to say no because I'm a dad now.
Yeah.
And then phase 3 was like, you know what? I'm happy with my new life. I'm adjusting to like, I can't hang out with my friends for 12 hours straight on a Saturday, and that's okay. They can hang out at my house, or we can take the baby around. And so it's starting to get fun in that. It's kind of the same when you fall in love with that woman, and you're like, this is my girl, and you're like, well, I was single for 4 years before this, and I could really do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of moments where I miss that, and eventually you're like, no, this is way better. This is way better. So I feel like I'm entering that now, which
and it's
feels good.
That's good, and you'll find your rhythm, and because you'll find a way to keep your hobbies and stuff, but you will see sort of your friend group change, and you've got like the 3 friends. You've got the friend who doesn't have kids, and it'll just be like hard to connect, and they won't make the effort, and you might not make the effort, and they're just going to disappear. Then you've got the friends that also have kids your age, your kids' age, and those will be your like tried and true that you'll spend a lot of time with because you connect on that, and it consumes most of your life. And then you'll have your friends that just like stick by you no matter what, like Jake, because he's on payroll, but
have to.
Got to build more desks. He built the crib. Yeah. No, that's great advice because, I have a couple of my best friends. They're pregnant, and one guy he already threw out. He's like, dude, Sunday. What if we say Sunday's Girls' Day, and all of us just kick it in someone's living room with the babies and take care of the babies and watch Red Zone? I was like, that's a really cool idea.
Girls' Day.
Yeah.
Go out,
There
girls.
you go.
Go treat yourself. We're just gonna change diapers and watch football. I was like, you're a genius.
You got to encourage Katie to get out too. Is she still there?
Right.
Katie, go out.
She's feeding right now. She might be back before this interview's over. She literally is.
I love that. But like, because like they're zoned in. They're always on, and you kind of have to remind them to like, hey, no, you can go out too. Like you take a day. You tell me when you want to go, and I'll make it work. And you go.
That's good. Yeah,
because otherwise you're just the one that's always like, hey, can I?
Exactly.
And she's like, I never do anything. Well, go do something. That's fine.
That's good.
Just encouraging to like, you go.
Advice.
But you
is
don't
great.
officially become a parent yet until you've called poison control.
Okay.
That's when you
That's when
are
you're in it.
official. Yes. Yeah. I have called several times, multiple occasions. I think the first time we had one, and he was like a baby, but he was like a crawling baby. And I found him next to my desk, next to a corroded battery that was like kind of open. And I was like, oh no. I'm like, what do I do? What does that even mean? So like I called poison control, and then the nice lady was like, well, was he sucking on it? I'm like, I don't know. He puts everything in his mouth. Maybe.
Yeah. Did he latch on the battery or not?
I don't know. He was near it, and I assumed that it could have happened, so I'm calling to check. And she was like, is he acting funny? I'm like, he's a baby. Everything he does is funny.
Yeah. He
no, they're
seems
like,
pretty dumb in all regards. So.
He's being pretty normal. She's like, all right, well, just keep an eye on him, but he should be. It sounds like he's fine.
That's
He
that's
is,
great.
and he
Oh, poison
is. Yeah.
control. You're sir. You're fine. Just
it's
let us know.
probably-
Was it AAA or AA?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're
Yeah, they
fine.
give you a lot of like, yeah, I think, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of hemming and hawing on that
If he
side of the
doesn't
line.
make it, call us back.
Yeah.
We want to know.
If he's not
you
actively
help?
vomiting, why would you call us? He sounds
Yeah.
fine. Chill out.
That's great. So okay, this has all been very good parental advice. Speaking of which, you're an author. You put out a great book you sent me. Thanks again on the dude dad's guide to baby size, which is a great
Yes.
book on like expecting dads. And now you have another book coming out, your first children's book.
Yes.
There it is.
Dad and the Recycling Bin Roller Coaster.
Tell us about it.
Fun.
So it is a fun story about a dad who kind of goes overboard building stuff for his kids when his wife is out shopping. It is not based on a true story.
Cool.
It's definitely based on a true story.
Yeah.
But it's super fun and like super sweet, and I like basically he just keeps building this stuff and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But every single time he builds something, his kids are like, "Nah, I don't wanna." And he's like, all right, I got a better idea. And so he makes something even bigger and crazier until finally, like the kids are like, "I don't wanna," and he just kind of like, breaks down. He's like, "Well, I'm sorry, I don't know what you want." And then like the middle child comes and tugs on his pant leg and is like, "Well, Daddy, you don't fit in the rocket." And then, yeah, and then the baby, yeah,
Did that really? Was that based on true events, or is that a true event?
kind of. Not an actual true event, but more just like something I've taken from my own life of like realizing, because I love to do this kind of stuff, and I try to get my kids involved in it, but like a big project they don't have the stamina for, so it's kind of something that I do when they're like at school or whatever, and then try to get them involved in it, and it's still about like creating an experience, but the way I like to explain it is like it's less about like creating this crazy thing for the kids and more about just being present with them. Like, do you really need to take the Disney trip and spend thousands of dollars just to connect with your kids? Or can you put them in a wheelbarrow and run around the yard and have just as much fun,
For sure.
Yeah. Instead of Space Mountain, you got Corn Mountain.
Exactly.
Yeah, you got to buy the new book. It's save you money. No more Disney World.
Yeah.
Oh, for
but
sure. I remember one of my buddies. He took his kids to this like the free airport train,
Yeah.
and it
there
blew
you
their
go.
minds. Like, yeah, genius.
There's all kinds of that stuff around town and stuff, and just like seeking that out, and but also like I don't like Disney. It's just too. I mean, I like Heidi wants to go again, and I'm like, I will go, but it has to be on a weekday out of season.
Smart.
You're like, I want it to be cold. I kind of want to be miserable, but I want to be the
Yeah.
only one there.
Exactly. It should be raining.
Then you'll go.
But the funny thing is though, like so there's only 3 kids in the book, but I have 4 kids because apparently it takes longer to produce a children's book than it does to produce a baby.
Oh, wow.
So like we started this and like got the whole thing written, and then it was being in the process of being illustrated, and then we got pregnant, and I was like, oh crap, we're gonna have the baby right before the book comes out. So I like hit up the illustrator and I was like, hey, can you do me a favor? Like, it's way too late to like add a character, but if you could you just put a pregnancy test in mom's bag when she comes home? So when she gets home, there's a little like pregnancy test
Little
in
Easter
the
egg.
bag, and it's positive. She took it in the Target bathroom.
There it is. Yeah.
That's
Problem
awesome.
solved.
That's
Problem
great.
solved. Tell where can they find it?
Oh, it'll be in everywhere books are sold starting March
Oh.
16th, or just go to dudedad.com.
Dudedad.com. May 16th.
May 16th.
May 16th. Okay. Couple weeks away.
Yes.
Congrats on having that everywhere where books are sold.
Well,
That's a fun thing to be able to say.
Yeah.
that's just
awesome.
that's just something you say, but most people are going to go to Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Target.
Target.
Still getting in Target and Barnes & Noble. That's amazing.
I think it is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
that's
anyone
awesome.
can
I
sell
think
stuff
it
on
is.
Amazon,
Yeah.
but Target, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah. Last
your
time
other-
they put like 3 of my books in Target, and then I like made a post about it, and they disappeared immediately, and then they never restocked it. I was like, guys,
Oh,
people will buy it here. Like, what are you doing?
dang.
So they're stocking this one better?
I don't know. We'll see.
You will find out.
They don't let me talk to them.
Yeah. Target,
that's
that's
Um,
stingy. I've got a rash.
Oh, Trey, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I'm going to see a professional who can assist me with that.
Well, good luck.
None needed. Because with ZocDoc, I can find patient-reviewed doctors in my area who take my insurance and are available when I need them.
Well, for how much money?
Free app. It's a free app.
No, I heard you loud and clear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Free app.
When you find the right doctor, it's a great feeling, and it shouldn't be that hard to do. With ZocDoc, finding the right doctor is easy. The quality care you need is just a few taps away in the ZocDoc app. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Millions of people use so many apps to find good food, restaurants, sushi. Well, now millions of people use ZocDoc to find and book a great doctor in their area who take their insurance.
That's right. With ZocDoc, there's no alarms, there's no surprises. Get a doctor who's actually going to listen to you and respect you. It's no problem.
No problem.
Really, it's no problem the whole time.
With ZocDoc, you don't have rashes anymore, which I'm most grateful for. Go to
Plain and simple.
Go to ZocDoc.com/correct and download the ZocDoc app for free. Then find and book a top-rated doctor today. Many are available within 24 hours. We've used it. It's legit. It really helps. Go to ZocDoc.com/correct. ZocDoc.com/correct. One more time. Jake?
That's ZocDoc.com/correct. What in the world was that? You don't think that was a sale being made, do you?
That was the sound of another sale
Oh my gosh.
on Shopify.
Oh my gosh.
That's right. And the moment another business dream becomes a reality. Shopify is the commerce platform revolutionizing millions of businesses worldwide. I use Shopify. We're selling the Correct Opinions merch on Shopify.
Phew.
Thanks for buying that. It's a great tool that anyone can use. Shopify covers every sales channel, from an in-person POS system to an all-in-one e-commerce platform. It even lets you sell across social media marketplaces like TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh no, that's nice. That is nice. And also just, can we go back to the noise? That is what's so nice. I feel like every time I hear it, it's like a Pavlov's dog thing. I start salivating and I want to make more sales.
More.
You could have that.
This is Possibility, powered by Shopify, and now it's your turn to get serious about selling and try Shopify today.
Packed with industry-leading tools ready to ignite your growth, Shopify gives you complete control over your business and your brand without having to learn any new skills in design or code. And thanks to 24/7 help and extensive business course library, Shopify is there to support your success every step of the way. Like I said, I use Shopify. How to sell merch beforehand was a whole ordeal. What's incredible about Shopify is how, no matter how big you want to grow, Shopify is there to empower you with the confidence and control to revolutionize your business and take it to the next level. Now we're selling merch, selling all sorts of stuff. It's fun.
Sign up for a $1 per month trial period.
Whoa.
At shopify.com/correctopinions, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/correctopinions to take your business to the next level today.
No problem.
Shopify.com/correctopinions.
Have you forgotten Thomas anywhere yet?
No, I don't.
You
I
shouldn't,
feel like I've
because
been
there's
close.
just one of him.
There's
Yeah.
just one. I feel like I've been close, but yeah, that's just another notch in the parent belt of we forgot a child.
Yeah. For the first time in 7 years, Heidi and I both did it at the same time. So we were we were going to the kids' school because we were the secret reader of the day. So we were going to come in and read a children's book to the kids or whatever. And we were running late. So we pull up to the school. We're chatting between the two of us, having a nice married person conversation. We hustle into the school, get all checked in, get our badges. We get back to the first grade room, and one of the kindergarten teachers comes out and she's like, "Oh, good to see you guys. Where's the baby?" And me and Heidi both went, "What?"
Yikes.
and then
Can you imagine?
Yeah, and then I like threw the book at Heidi, and I sprinted out of the school, and the teacher's just laughing, and she's like, "Wait, is this a bit? Like, is this a? Are you guys doing?
He's the funny guy.
Comedian.
Are you guys doing a sketch right now?" But then I like come wheeling in with the baby, like we forgot him in the car. We've never done that, and like it wasn't like I forgot him. It wasn't like Heidi forgot him. The two of us together forgot him in the car because he's quiet, he's back there, and we just.
Yeah.
It's scary.
There you go. That is scary.
It's scary.
I've thought of these. Thank goodness for these new age cars, because now everything's like push to start or the remote key. So I feel like it's kind of theoretically impossible to get locked out of your car. But I thought of that, like how often I would have accidentally locked my child in the car if it was the old school style.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I would have.
And he like, what? Hey Trey, why is the window all taped up? Wow, I had to smash it again.
Yeah, we had friends who their little like shut the door. It was like they had an older car that wasn't remote start, so they shut the door, walked around, and the time they did that, their little toddler like kicked the lock down.
Oh my.
Wow. Yeah, so then they're just like, no.
Yeah,
Do it again, it'd be fun.
Come on.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah,
You ever lost a kid like at a grocery store or?
Not long enough that it got serious, but just to the stage where you start going,
Yeah, kind of like, all right, let's really look. Look. Yeah.
yeah, but then like there's like two emotions that you got going. Like I have like a steady like a steady brainwave of just like everything's fine. I'm not worried. Don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. But then the other like little part of the brain starts going like, oh no, somebody took him, and now he's a witch.
Yeah, my dad told a story recently. His first time, he said, I was just you and me, and I lost you, and I had to like they shut down the store, locked all the doors, over the intercom. Like, do you see this child? I guess I just wandered off.
Dang.
Probably
Looking for a battery to suck on.
grittying down the aisle.
Just licking 9 volts.
Yeah. I did lick batteries as a kid. That was a fun sensation.
Yeah.
To see if it still had like a charge in it or whatever. Yeah, it was fun.
Did you do the big red wrapper on your forehead?
Yeah. Burn. Oh, it give you a burn. You haven't heard of this?
I don't know about this.
You lick a cinnamon wrapper and stick it to your forehead. Give it a few minutes. Just like,
Dude.
see how long it can last.
Huh.
It is
burning.
It is cocaine for homeschool kids.
Yeah. It was a rush.
It's so God.
I'll have to try that sometime.
You were another level of sheltered.
Yeah, they didn't even make it to me.
Wow.
Yeah.
How big of the town? How big was the town you grew up in, Taylor?
The town I grew up near was 800 people.
Wow, that's next level.
Yeah.
Because you grew up near a town of a, not to brag, but 3 times that.
I mean, probably 1,500. So
Okay. I mean, you get it. Are they? How big is the town now?
it's gotten quite a bit bigger as far as just
wow.
like yeah, I feel like well, let me put it this way.
They got a black guy.
Yeah.
Nice.
We got a couple black guys and there's like 4 Democrats now. So, you know,
Whoa.
not bad. No, we went from 1 stoplight to 2. So that was big since I've been there. And there's
Well,
been,
yeah, because Democrats are going to complain, and then they get this.
More government.
yeah, let's get these tax dollars moving. But yeah, no, it has been growing quite a bit. Our randomly, so my high school is like a 2A high school. They somehow got a indoor football practice facility.
Oh my God.
There's some
What?
sort of embezzling going on. I will say that.
For sure.
Something sketchy is happening, but yeah, would have been nice when I was there, but they're doing well.
Wow.
Wow, good for
And
you.
where is that?
This is right outside of like Springfield, Missouri, Springfield, Branson
so
area.
you're you guys are both down there.
I grew up in a town of 70,000.
Whoa.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Probably
Dude,
had like an Arby's.
Yeah. No, we had the meats. Dude, that drive through South Dakota though was like I'm not even from that big of a city, but it's like you go to that desolate of places and it just blows your mind. Like we would drive, we drove probably 4 hours without seeing hardly an inkling of civilization. And like it's almost starts to frighten you. You're like, where are we?
Yeah.
South Dakota, it's crazy how few people are in that region of the United States.
It's wild. I mean,
So
that's
little.
like it. I always like. I'm really proud that I'm from there because it's such a different experience that very few people have that because most people are just from somewhere more populated. But when you grow up like that, it's just, it's just different. It's just different.
It is, man. Yeah, I'm looking here. South Dakota, 900,000 people about
Mhm.
in the whole
Yeah.
state. That's really crazy.
And then I moved to Los Angeles where there's 13 million people.
Okay, so you went. Did you go to college or anything? Or you went straight from home to LA.
I'm a college graduate.
Oh, okay. Come on.
First in my
Go, yeah. First
yeah.
really. What college?
with a theater degree. So
Theater degree from what college?
University of Sioux Falls.
Yeah.
Oh, look
okay.
out.
You know, I
Cool.
think that's
Yeah.
where Meryl Streep graduated
Yeah, a
from.
lot
Yeah.
of big ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yep. Joseph Gordon. That one guy that was in that movie about the oil.
Yeah.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Movie about the oil.
So Sioux Falls, and then
There Will
right
Be
to LA.
Blood, yeah.
Was that just terrifying, or were you kind of handling it?
I did like a 1-semester program there that was like a study abroad program, which is, LA from South Dakota is pretty much abroad, but it was like, so it was like this Christian program that took like 50 students a year from around the US from all these little Christian colleges, and they bring you into Hollywood, and you get 16 electives about film and stuff. So you basically got to like make movies, get an internship in Hollywood, and like
How to share the gospel on set.
yeah,
like that.
yeah. No,
Learn
actually,
where a
they
baby
were really,
comes from.
they were really cool. Like they were like they'd always talk about like making films as a Christian, not making Christian films, because there's such a difference,
Right.
But it was a very, like it was very Hollywood, but also like in a very safe environment for you to kind of like dip your toe in the pool and be like, yeah, I could maybe go for a swim,
That is kind of cool.
With my shirt on.
yeah. So when I moved out a year later, because I was a junior when I did the program, and most of my classmates were seniors. So when I moved out a year later, I had 30 classmates already living in LA that I like knew,
Oh, cool.
So it made that transition a lot easier.
Yeah, you talk about, I think, you do a good job of this, and we try to do the same thing. It's like, okay, we're Christians, but yeah, we're not just like blasting like 5 things Christians do. Like, we're trying to just be funny in a way that's like doesn't offend people, and like you could, your friend could enjoy it, but also like your sweet grandma who never wants to hear a cuss word can enjoy it. Like, do you?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the way I look at it is like, would God think this is funny? Because I think he has a sense of humor. Like, I think just based on like some of the things that happened, like the fact that like that, that lady at the school was like, oh, where's the baby? Like, that was such a perfect setup that I'm like, there's no way God didn't set that up to get a chuckle out of my reaction to
that's
that,
fun.
right? Like, I feel like he has a sense of humor, and like, if you're making comedy that, he's like, will he laugh at this? Will he think this is funny? Well, like, I think he's laughing at all of us. So,
Yeah. Have you
or
ever?
she.
Or
they,
she. They.
Here comes
they're
the Los
laughing at all of
Angeles.
us.
Oh yeah. Have you biggest thing I think about, like, my mom's listening to this, she listens to everything. Your mom, I'm sure, keeps up with everything. Do you ever feel like you put something out that any of the moms in your life, you'd be like, okay, sometimes I think, I don't care what anyone thinks, but oh man, I might get a text from mom about this.
Only if I go anywhere near politics, I might get that, which we don't really at all. But even if you get close to it, it's like, it's kind of like politics is like moose, right? You can't even get close to them.
Yeah.
I was like, antlers?
No, you just can't even get close to them.
I was going to the dessert, to be honest.
It's gonna backfire, and they're gonna gorge you. No, but I think when we did the live shows, that was a little bit more a thing, because we pushed the envelope more in the live shows and said some things and did some things that we wouldn't necessarily make into a video, and because we knew it was going to be 21 and up. We thought,
Yeah.
So those were the things that was like, oh man, but it becomes a fun joke too, that like, well, that's that joke's a whole lot more awkward knowing my mom's here, or whatever.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
But
and then with stand up and the shows, I feel like it's so natural to be more vulnerable or to talk more personally. And so like this new hour I have, it's like you just start to put this together with experiences, and you're like, okay, this is working. You kind of don't even stop to think. And my family was like, what? So are you talking about us at all? I'd be like, oh yeah, Kate, my sister. I was like, I like up top, I kind of really roast you. I'm just not realizing. So
you're not gonna like the beginning.
Fan, yeah.
yeah,
Hope you're a good sport.
Once you get the snacks in the beginning, you come in just yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Heidi's always kind of been my like, the focus of all of my
the muse.
The muse, yeah, but it's also like created this thing where like people love Heidi,
Yeah.
because
They
I've
do.
like, I mean, but she's
Everyone
so
likes
likable.
our wives more than us.
Because they're just so likable, and they're just there, and they're not trying to be funny. They're just themselves, so they come off as extremely genuine because they just are. Where like when you're on the creative side of it and you're like creating all the stuff, you can be likable, but there's still this element of like, well, we don't know if he's joking or like, and then there's also the whole like, she's a good sport, know.
Or I think too, people, they're a fan of yours, so they're like, it's more relatable. Like, I'm not like him. He's just a crazy hooey guy, but like, I know people like him. So like, I wonder what it's like to be married to him. Like, I bet every day is just crazy and kooky. Yeah. I feel like sometimes
You're
it's like, yeah,
you're like must just be wild.
yeah.
How do you ever stop laughing?
How do you ever?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they assume we wake up every day just. It's time to put on another show in our home. It's like we just sit there. And
If you ever got like the really weird DMs where people hit you up and be like, "Hey, are you looking for a third?"
Oh,
very rarely, but is that maybe?
not in Missouri.
Yeah.
They're just
South
like, hey,
Dakota,
Heidi,
perhaps?
Heidi, what do you think? Heidi, wait, no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
You're like, wait,
No,
that was not a good one.
Yeah, I don't want to be rude. I was down, but my wife, she wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Little
maybe shave and call us back.
Yeah. Okay.
I think
Anything-
last
Yes,
thing
yes.
to end with, maybe my favorite memory with Taylor is we've shot together a couple times, but it was actually we were at a show, Trey and I at a show in Denver last year, and I remember I usually did a thing where like after the shows I would go in the lobby and I would say hi to people, I would say hi to fans, I'd take photos, and the whole time I am doing this at the Denver show, I never got like a direct view, but just in the peripheral vision, I am taking photos. There's a line, and I just see like it seems like there's a second line forming, and it's not where the merch table is. Like the merch table's over there. Like, I don't think it's the bathroom, but I never really got to see. And it's like I swear, like there's a second line. I don't know what's going on. And then afterwards, I see that it was Dude Dad himself was taking photos. We had like a rival like photo line
forgot
going
about that.
in the lobby.
Wow.
Hey.
Yeah, I have to say that was very. I felt bad. I didn't even think of that for some reason, but obviously you were nice enough to come to the show, so we got you tickets, and yeah, you were nice enough and humble enough to not to be like, dude, could you like sneak me in? You just went. Like honestly, if I went to your show, like there's only a few places I can not go because it'd be chaos. It'd be like a Dude Dad show. I for sure would have been like, dude, get me in the back. I'm not walking through the lobby. And you just did it. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. You were probably. And of course, everyone, our fans are so nice. I'm sure it was fun.
Oh, they were super nice. They were a little intoxicated, but they were really nice. Really
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
But I want to say thank you also for giving us such upfront seats so that when we walked in, everybody saw. So it was also like just walking in and then like from the back.
Heidi.
Yeah, and then and you're like, oh,
I went to
John.
I went to John and Chris' show, and he was in town, and I kind of went in the back and said, hey, and he got it. He's like, hey man, give him a he tried. He's like, give him a seat, but don't throw him out in the middle. And then the guy just follow me, and he just walks me right in the middle. Excuse me, I had to like shimmy past 8 guys. I sat down and the guy goes, oh dude, I was at your show a few months ago. And people all around me are going like, Trey. And I just leaned over to my friend who joined me, and I was like, I was like, all right, he's been up there for about 45 minutes. Let's leave now. Like we're gonna be here for an hour.
He
So,
just gives you the
for
elbow,
you.
like, see what he did there with that callback? That was good. You should do something like that.
You should
try
incorporate that.
This is great.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this since you do this? Yeah. Well,
Since you do this, yeah. Did you like that one? Yeah, everyone's
Right.
watching.
for
Did
sure.
Trey like that one? Did Trey like that one?
Trey
Okay.
like-
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry about that, but hey, we'll
We'll have to do it again.
We'll have to do it again.
We'll get some lines
Put you
going.
right in the middle. And
Yeah.
Can't wait to see you tour everywhere. We're definitely coming when you're in our area. And once again, everyone, do Dad, follow him everywhere. Get his upcoming children's book. You can pre-order it, right?
You can pre-order it right now. Go to
pre-order it.
doodad.com.
Dad and the recycling bin roller coaster. Is that it? Dad and the recycling bin roller coaster at everywhere you can get books.
Anywhere where reading is allowed.
Or until Target sells the 5 of them. Anywhere reading's allowed. North Korea, you're out of luck.
Star
Anywhere
guys.
else. Thanks again, Taylor. Appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon, man.
Sounds good. Thanks, guys.
See ya, dude.
Peace. Boy, the first weekend of the tour. Here we come. Columbus, Grand Rapids, Wabash. We got the Tulip Holland Festival in Grand Rapids.
Not missing that.
Not missing that. It's on Cinco de Mayo,
Oh,
which, begs the question, is that really appropriate?
probably one of my top 25 holidays.
We're going to go do can you do both Cinco de Mayo and a Holland thing in the same day?
Yeah, it's got to confuse the mind and body.
Oh,
Whoa,
excuse me,
What's
sorry.
that alarm for?
That is to get Amazon. Shout out them. We're doing a partnership. They sent me their new Ring security setup. And Katie would like for me to set that up before I leave her, because obviously she'll be robbed
Yes.
when I go.
Yeah. Well, that Airbnb story. Now she's just like, they were after Trey in Philadelphia. They're going to rob him here in town now.
Absolutely. They're paying attention to the schedule. We did, dude. Oh my gosh. We were walking in our neighborhood, and let's set this so it doesn't go off again. We were walking in our neighborhood, and cute, beautiful day. It was on a weekend, so there's some foot traffic, and a car, SUV, with its hatch, like trunk fully open,
Okay.
around a corner with stuff flying out.
Huh. What kind of stuff?
I didn't catch what stuff. Okay. But that's not the point.
Okay.
We, so then I was like, well, that was weird. And then you start to put it together. You're like, wait, did someone just steal that car?
Oh.
Like, and then some lady walked by and she's like, did you see that? She's like, did someone steal that? And we're like, we were just bidding that. Like, it felt like, what are the options? Someone was just forgot to close their trunk and just also happened to be in a big hurry and ran a red light. Or someone just noticed like some poor lady like popping into her house to like grab something and come back out, and they just popped in and hauled out of there.
Dang.
So Loki saw a car get stolen right in front of us.
That is kind of wild. But you got the Ring doorbell, which will stop that.
Yes.
No one can steal your car.
Yeah, it's the updated version.
Yeah, that's nice. I think I was talking maybe on the podcast about how we got Rachel's house a little Ring doorbell because she lives by herself right now. Gets a little freaked out from time to time. And it was great. If you like knowing what dogs are in your neighborhood, it's a great app. But just recently, our 30-day trial was up with it. And so like I get a notification, there was motion at your door.
Now it attracts crime.
Yeah.
Like you better pay for it. They're like, this person's not home.
Enter.
Enter.
Yeah, it's
Back
so
window doesn't latch.
extra key is just under the welcome mat. It's like there's motion at your front door. Click on
80
it.
Stray dogs start showing up. You're like,
Yeah.
pay the monthly membership.
And so you can't see the motion at your front door. You have to pay now. It's wild. I mean, it makes sense.
Oh my
It's their
goodness.
whole revenue strategy, but still you'd think like, I don't know, that would come with it.
Yeah. There's so many memberships we're getting. Prime, though, I'll tell you what. Oh, speaking of Prime, they just do it. Have you heard of this new show, Jury Duty?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Go watch it. I mean, it's as enamored with the show as I've been in a long time.
Really?
It's jury duty, and they set up this whole scheme where everyone's an actor, but this one guy thinks it's real jury duty.
Oh wait, this is kind of a behind the scene or like a hidden camera type
Yes.
show. Oh.
So they do. So this one guy doesn't know, and they've framed it that it's like we're documenting a jury duty to see what it's like. So he knows aware of
there's cameras. Yeah.
He's talking to cameras.
It's like how they did Borat.
James Marsden's in it.
Okay, yeah.
So that they make him believe James Marsden got called for jury
Just
duty 'cause
randomly.
he lives in LA. And so he plays this hilarious like douchey character. He's like, where the guy who's kind of being duped is like a 30-year-old dude or whatever. You could tell just a
Okay.
nice, cool guy.
What
He was kind of like, wait. So one of the other actors fanboys over James Marsden, and then the regular guy's like, yeah, I have noticed you. What are you on? And he's like, X-Men, and then
He's the good-looking guy from The Notebook, right?
Yep.
The guy that kind of gets screwed in that
right.
story.
He talks about the Notebook, and then he goes Sonic the Hedgehog, like the new Sonic, and that's kind of his running bit for a couple episodes. He's like, I mean, they'll meet again for the next day. He's like, did you get a chance to watch Sonic yet? Or the guy's like, no, I haven't. He's like, you should really. I mean, I'm in Sonic. It's kind of a.
That's really funny.
But he plays this douchey character who's kind of like, I should get out of jury duty. I'm a star. And the
James
judge is
Marsden.
like, sir, I'm not worried about that. And he's like, ticks the whole time, like, why am I here? And then it's just this hilarious cast of characters. And of course, they make this guy like the 4-person who's leading the jury duty.
Oh.
And it's so elaborate. It's 8 episodes, and it's just awesome. I don't want to ruin it.
That's a
It's on Prime.
fascinating idea for a show.
It made me want to be like, man, I want to make something like that. Like, what a great idea.
Something original and
That's like one of the last remaining ideas to actually. There's so much technology and phones and everything. Like, what scenario could you get someone locked down for a couple of weeks and trick them? The only answer is jury duty. Yeah. Because of course they set it up like it was sequestered. We have to take your phones. You have to be shut off from the outside world for a couple of weeks. I think that like a game show or jury duty is the only way you could pull that off.
Survivor on CBS, one of your only options.
So that was a great watch.
That's awesome. That's good to know.
We had a great weekend. It felt like the first lazy weekend since Thomas was born, or like preparing for him to be born, where we had no plans really. We just laid around, played with our baby, watched hours of TV, and went on walks, and it's great.
That's awesome.
Great weekend. And
That's
I'm fired
great.
up right before the tour, and Wabash,
Woobish.
Wabash.
I wonder if they have any kind of festival the day of that we can go to.
What do you think a Wabash festival would be?
Like one of those like trebuchets that can shoot like a pumpkin really far.
Yeah, like a potato gun festival.
Yeah, something like that. Sounds right.
Yeah, let us know.
Wabash.
Get your tickets, y'all. Go to my website. I'm fired up.
Yeah, that'll be fun. Rachel and I have been watching a show. We actually just finished it this past weekend. The Night Agent. You heard of that?
I've heard a lot of good things.
It was like number 1 on Netflix for
binge-worthy?
weeks. Yeah, pretty good. Just one of those, like every episode ends with like a cliffhanger. Like, oh, I gotta watch that.
This random guy, he's just shooting people left and right. And
I would say it's a very good show for how none of the cast is like noteworthy. Like you've never heard of any of these people.
Right.
And it's like, oh yeah, this is holding my attention.
the jury duty, there's a couple actors that I recognize from really obscure roles. So I was wondering if they were worried about that at all. Because one of the actresses was, if you're a big New Girl fan, you would have recognized her.
Interesting.
She was in like 5 minutes of episode 1. And I was like, that's the old Jewish lady in the New Girl episode that Nick hits on.
Huh. Yeah, I wonder if they had to vet this guy like, you watch a New Girl? No? All right, we're good.
I mean, seriously.
Yeah.
I would have been like, okay. And there was another actor later in the show that was in one of the Tim Robinson skits.
Okay. Wow.
So I would have known.
Yeah, you're smarter.
I would have known. It does. Every time you watch shows like that, you're like, would I have fallen for this?
Yeah, that is fun to think about.
I don't know. I would like to think I wouldn't have, but I don't know. I got, as I've told y'all before, I fell for the snipe hunting. So that I feel like my whole life I was the all time like, you can't fool me, and I fell for that. So I kind of hard to believe I can't fall for things at this point.
Snipe hunting, that's too bad.
Very embarrassing.
Sorry you got taken snipe hunting.
Very embarrassing. Shout out DJ Travis. Dupe me with that.
That he was the one who did it? Is he
Y'all see him on tour.
DJ on the first set of shows?
No,
Who is it the first set?
Mike LV.
Mike Las Vegas.
Let's go.
Is that his LV? Is it Roman numerals? Is it initial?
Michael is his first name.
Okay. Oh,
Michael.
Michael. I thought it was Mike.
V. I can
LV.
understand the confusion.
Yeah. I'll address that when I see him in person.
Jake Triplett.
So Mike LV, what would that be? Was that 55 in Roman numerals? You look younger. That's a pretty cool nickname, though.
Coming, almost time for Super Bowl LV. Does that get you excited? Cool. Well, let y'all know who you want us to interview next.
Yeah.
Who you want us to interview. Is that how I said it? We have a lot of fun ones lined up. We're very excited. We're getting a lot of fun guests this year because I'm finally famous enough to get them.
Thank goodness. Thank
That's
goodness.
really why.
Yeah, let us
I don't
know.
think I'm famous. People finally respect social media people. I think that's it.
We've earned the respect. We wore them
We
down.
wore them down. We're gonna post and we're gonna post and we're gonna post.
We won't stop
We won't stop
until you respect us.
until you have to come on this podcast.
Cool.
So yeah, love you guys. See you on tour. Can't wait. Subscribe, like, give us 5 stars. Have a great week.
Correct opinion.